Hi guys, I hope you're all doing well. In today's video, I'm going to be recreating one of my old drawings that I found in one of my old sketchbooks. Please subscribe and like this video, and today's shoutouts go to Mackenzie and STHULHU. To get a shoutout, subscribe and turn on the notification bell, and now let's get into the video. So I found this sketchbook along with 7 other sketchbooks, and they're really old. Well, not really old, but from 2019. And I'm going to be recreating one of the sketches that I find in there. Now this sketch doesn't necessarily have to be one that I think I did really bad on. It's just one that I would like to improve and find very interesting. So this is the one that I ended up picking out. And this one's actually inspired by a Pinterest post. And if I do find the link, I'll make sure to put it in the description down below. Now I really like how this sketch did end up turning out. I think this sketch itself is really pretty. It's very simple, but I think it's pretty nice. So I'm really excited to recreate this. I got my notebook, some pencils, charcoal pencil, sharpener, eraser, a notebook of course, and I'm excited to start recreating this. So first off, of course, I need to start off with my circle. And this took quite a while because I'm not at all good at drawing circles. Off camera, I did end up erasing and drawing over the circle 1,000 times. It took forever. So I ended up just ripping out that piece of paper. And you'll see that in 1 second. Anyway, so I'm going to attempt at these branches right here. But I ended up doing them wrong because they don't look I don't really know how to explain it, but if you look at my last drawing, you'd get what I mean. So I ripped this page out and I started over. Of course, I started with my circle, but this time I didn't draw my outer circle right away. Instead, I drew my water line, I guess you could call it. And then I drew this zigzaggy line that was on the original drawing, but I didn't end up liking it and I decided to keep it out. So then I drew my sun. And then I drew this little rocky situation that was going on in my last drawing as well. And then of course my boat, which is really simple, just like a smile, a line, a triangle, and a line in that triangle. So it's really easy. And then I am going to do my lighthouse, which my lighthouse was probably the hardest to draw, and I'll get to why it was so hard to draw in 1 second. But you can see right here, this particular lighthouse, it was just way too many layers and it was getting out of the circle. And then right next to it, I drew a beach house. So now I decided to remove the the sun, because it didn't end up turning out how I liked it. But this one was also too big, so I also erased that one. And I ended up just deciding to go with a moon because I thought that'd look pretty cool. But I drew it the wrong way, so I had to erase it again and then draw the right way. And then I drew little stars next to it once I got the shape. And these stars look more like dots on camera because of how tiny it was, but in real life they were dots. Next, I had to fix my boat, and again the boat was really easy, but I didn't really like the size that I had made it in, so I fixed that. And then I made my outer circle. Then I made my tree branches, and this one was probably my favorite part. I don't know, I just love how the tree branches ended up looking. I think it's really cool. And this one was probably also one of the easiest parts because it's just a bunch of squiggly lines basically. but I really wanted to get it the right shape, I guess you could say, so that's why mine took a lot of erasing until I finally got it the way I wanted it to be. And also those lines that are poking out are where my leaves will be. Now I'm going in with my 5B pencil and darkening my boat, and basically I am coloring in that, I don't know what it's called, but the place where you sit. And then I'm also darkening the, man, I know nothing about a boat. I do not know what it's called, but you can see what I'm doing. And now I am making rocks in that shape. The rocks were really easy to make, but I had to make sure that I didn't make them all the same shape and the same size because rocks are not like that. So now I had to again erase my lighthouse, and the lighthouse took me so long, and even off camera I worked on it a bit. I think the reason it took really long was, first off, that was something that I wanted to improve from my last drawing, and like you can see this one, it's sort of like tilting, the one that I just drew. But basically, the reason I think it took forever and it didn't even end up turning out all that well was because, first off, as I said, it's something that I did want to fix initially, but I don't know how to draw a lighthouse, so I couldn't, and I also couldn't look at a tutorial, so that made it extra hard. And yeah, that's why it didn't end up turning out that well, and that's why in this video you're gonna be seeing me erasing it a lot. I also drew a beach house right next to it, which was really easy to make. Just like a triangle and then a line that connects to the initial circle, then a line down and another line down, and then I made a door. Now I'm making the water shadow. I don't really know if it's called a water shadow, but I'm going to call it that because I don't know what else it's called. And now I'm darkening my stars. And I'm also darkening my shadow, water shadow, but I did end up actually going in with charcoal to darken it better, I guess. And a little hack that I have for you guys when you guys want to use charcoal, you can, even if it's an actual charcoal stick, just put it on a piece of paper, get a Q-tip, rub it all over it, and use that. I'm also darkening my tree branch, as you can see. And this one was also, as I said, a really easy part. So for a second I was going to go with my fine liner, but then I was too scared I would ruin it. So I ended up putting it back. Now I will leave a link in the description down below for everything that I used. And if it's not the same exact thing, then it's pretty close to what I used. The only thing that I won't be able to put in the description is the fine liner because I don't know where to purchase that. So now fixing up my beach house, I just added a really simple door to it. And again, I erased the lighthouse. In this video, I definitely think I did the lighthouse too many times. And now as I'm doing this voiceover right now, I'm looking at my drawing, and the part where the lighthouse is, like the page is like about to be torn, so I have to be careful with it. So that's really annoying. And now I'm darkening my circle. Now, I don't know if you guys have watched my cartoon scenery video. I made like 4 of them. It's really easy and versatile, but the reason I really do like the circle shape in this drawing is because you can add so many things inside of it. It doesn't need to be what I put, that scenery cartoon thing that I made. It can be anything you want, and that's the reason I like this so much. I actually have one I made a long time ago that inside of it I put the cartoon scenery that I had made. And if you guys are interested in seeing that, then let me know. But yeah, now I'm drawing leaves on the tree branches. And I'm also darkening my water shadow. Now, on camera it looks like I darkened one like spot really dark and the other spot isn't dark, but it actually is all even in real life. It just looks like that on camera. And then I went with my charcoal pencil and my Q-tip and shaded all around. Now the same thing with the camera happened here. It looked like the moon was really dark, but then around the moon was not dark, but it does look the same on in real life. On camera it looks wrong. And then I colored in the moon, and I also went in with my charcoal again with my water shadow. And if you don't have a cotton swab or Q-tip on hand, then you can actually do this with your finger, but it will stain your finger just a tiny bit, but you can just wash it off, not a big deal. And then I had to go in and of course ruin what I've done so far, but I'll get to that in a bit. But anyways, now I'm erasing the lines that I have that were inside of the tree branch. And this is the part where I'm about to ruin what I have done so far, because I erased my lighthouse, which made the shading look so off, but I do end up fixing it in the end, don't worry. And this is finally where I was like, you know what, I just have to stick with this lighthouse. I don't have time. This is what we're gonna go with. But I have to admit, I'm not very happy with it. I wish I could look at a tutorial, but I wasn't able to. And then I shaded it in a tiny bit more, fixed the beach house door, and that's it. It was really easy, and I actually really liked how it did end up turning out. Here is the long time ago try, and here is the most recent try. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, please let me know. Bye everybody.